Good evening. It's Easter Friday, or some would say Good Friday. It gets very confusing, even though we've been furloughed or off or laid off or whatever it may be. All the days roll into one, don't they? So I kept thinking it was Saturday today. I've been for a walk, got my exercise. We started off, because it's Fish Friday, so we started off with some beautiful sardines earlier on. You'll see the video if you want to go back for that for breakfast. And done a nice mix and medley of Mediterranean veg. This evening, I'm doing some pulled pork. Firstly, good evening to you. I'm doing some pulled pork. So I've just had this piece of pork that I picked up from Sainsbury's. I could have cooked it myself, but they didn't have any joints of pork. So I found this one. So if you come in nice and close for this, Steve. So I've just had this in the oven for 25 minutes. Just use the forks to separate and pull it apart. All in its own pork juices there. That's so 25 minutes has cooked that through perfectly in the oven, like so. And we're just going to pull that apart, separate it, get some air, get some juices between it, and then I'm going to add to that what it came with, this pack of barbecue sauce. Really simple to do. When you see these in the supermarket, it literally is bang it in the oven, cook that on a 200 degree heat for 25 minutes, and now I'm just going to pour over this very sticky and flavoursome, also rich barbecue sauce mix.
Andrew Lawrence says, hope you're keeping well.
Very well, thank you, Andrew Lawrence. Thank you for asking. For everybody that's tuning in this evening, I hope that you're all well on Easter Sunday. Whether you're religious or not, in the UK, it is Easter Sunday, and I'm sure in many other places around the world as well. So I put that barbecue sauce in there. It doesn't actually really look a lot of barbecue sauce, but because it's rich in flavour. Now, what I also like to do with these is just put some extra shakes of lemon over the top of that beautiful pork, and we're just going to stick that back in the oven for 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Can you count the 5 minutes, Steve? Mm-hmm. Now I've also cooked in a pan here some red cabbage. I bought a fresh red cabbage, a nice whole one from Sainsbury's earlier. I've put about a third of the red cabbage into that pan, along with some red wine vinegar, and also a quarter of an onion that I had that I just diced up finely. I've also put together some potato mix in there, which I'll go through shortly. And then also, I was really pleased to see they had 2 bok choy in a pack. So there's 1 bok choy that I put together here, and that takes 2 to 3 minutes to cook, depending how you like it. We always like ours al dente. It keeps the flavour in, stops it going too soft. So I've set up this. I've also made, if you've got any apples that are heading towards date, ours were fresh, but I didn't have any apple sauce, so I've just made up my own apple sauce. And what I've done there is just used a pink lady apple. I've diced it down into small pieces. I've added a little bit of honey into there and a little bit of spice into it as well. So if you smell that, Steve. Ooh. Oh yeah, big smile. And also a couple of tablespoons of water in there. I'm just going to give that a mix to see how that's come together. I'm just going to put a little bit more, just a touch of cold water into there. And these are really simple. This will be a really flavoursome dish. The fact that you can make up your own apple sauce. And when I say spices, I've used a little bit of cumin in there, a tiny bit of cinnamon in there as well, a splash of lemon, and of course some honey in there. So that's cooking up nicely now. That's got to be in for 5 minutes. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get this pak choy. It's beautiful, it's crisp, it's fresh. We're just going to lay these leaves on the top here, cook it in with this lovely pink water. Look how pink that water is. It's always lovely to see how pink the water goes. Ow. Don't put your hand too far in the water because it's hot. So I'm just going to get a wooden spoon We're just going to give that a dunk because we want all the leaves firstly to go under. You don't want them to cook going out the outside because it will just wilt. We want to push that down into the mix, bit there as well. So we've got the pork in the oven, we've got the red cabbage with some onion and some bok choy on the top just finishing off. That's just going to cook for another couple of minutes now. We've got almost an empty glass of wine, that's not a good sign. And then I'm just going to pull out this mix here and give this a stir. So in this mix here, I've got one whole potato and one whole sweet potato. I've mixed the two together. I've crushed down one giant clove of garlic into there. I've added about 1.5 tablespoons of Lurpak butter. About 100ml of milk has gone into there as well. We've also grated some cheese into it, and then I've put some pepper in as well. We've mixed all of that up. I've also put a tablespoon of, naughty me, sour cream into it as well. So it's going to be really rich in flavour. You'll have different layers coming through there. And of course, when you use sweet potato and a cooking potato as well, jacket potato as such, then the great thing about it is you get the mix of these two different potatoes, which also gives a different palate, and also sweet potato is just better for you as well. It's a nicer potato to work with, to be honest. So we've got that. I think the potato's almost done, so I'm just going to throw that in the microwave with those plates to warm up for another couple of minutes. For about 30 seconds, maybe a minute. Cabbage is boiling away. I don't really want it boiling, so that heat's probably just a little bit too high now that all that's cooked. Let's just move that over there. So there we are. I think that pak choy, by the time we pull that pulled pork out the oven, is going to be perfect. Absolutely perfect. So that pulled pork's just finishing off now with the barbecue. How are we doing for time, Steve?
Should be done.
Should be done. Right, okay, this is good. So let's get ourselves...
Belinda Divers says, sounds lovely.
Ah, hello Belinda. Right, so we're just gonna play with this. We're gonna get the bigger colander out. It's been sitting under the cupboard, so let's just give that a freshen up. Move those out the sink. And this is something, when you make your own apple sauce as well, you can get some real flavour in it. Pink Lady apples are fantastic to work with. But let's just move those over there. Get that potato off there. We're going to swap over the plate. So we're going to pull out the potato. So there it is. So that's sweet potato, a cooking potato, garlic, a tablespoon of sour cream, some butter and some grated cheese in there as well. So we're going to use that to make our base. So I'm going to use this spoon to serve that up. Yeah, that's hot. Plates are hot. So let's just do this. Let's go spoonful there, spoonful there, another one there, and another one there. So there's our base on the plate. We're now going to go over to the cabbage. We're just going to pour that into the colander, like so. So it's in the colander, and now we can just lift that colander back out and put it into there until we're ready to serve that. And now what we're also going to do, we'll do it another way so you can see. There you are. Sorry, Steve. Come on over. Come on closer. So, of course, the great thing, let's just get these. I bought myself a new set of these. Matching set of 3 come in different sizes. So I'm just going to get the cabbage here, and I'm just going to try and take that pak choy out. We're just going to drop the cabbage onto the side here. Look at that beautiful, great big crunchy cabbage in there. I want to separate the pak choy. And we're going to do the same on here. Red cabbage is so beautiful to work with, and of course when you do it in great big chunky pieces as well, it just has that beautiful crispness that you bite into. And then on the other side, we're just going to put the pak choy down here, and pak choy has got a really lovely flavour, nice and crisp as well. I probably overcooked that pak choy just a touch, but it's not an issue because it's still got the crispness. I can feel that as I'm putting it down. So there we are, there's plenty of red cabbage on there. Very healthy dish again. Remember what I said, we're boosting our immune system. And now we're going to go in and we're going to get out this beautiful, oh wow, look at that, it's bubbling away. Pulled pork with barbecue there. I'm just going to do this again so we can just mix up that lovely sauce that might have separated whilst cooking. So there we've got it. And the aroma coming from this pulled pork, look at the juices in there. So you just know that this is going to be really intense with flavour because you've got that lovely succulent pork that's just come apart. You've got the barbecue sauce, you've got the juices of the pork. I'm going to get my little almost pingu glove, and then I'm going to get my tongs again, and we're just going to put that pulled pork onto there like so. Now this is quite a size meal, Steve. I think we went a little bit wild there with the amount of ingredients, but I know you're a hearty person and you'll be able to munch this up, as no doubt will I. And I hope you've all been enjoying the sun. It appears I caught a bit of sun today and I didn't burn as well, which is always a great thing when you don't burn in the sun, especially after I was giving my advice earlier on not to burn. So there we have it. Dinner is complete.
So big.
Pullin fills pork. That's what we've gone for this Good Friday evening. It's going to be intense with flavour. In fact, we'll do it on my dish. I'm just going to grab that fork. And firstly, I'm just going to have a taste of the pork so you can... there it is. Oh, hot. Wow. Oh my gosh. That is incredible. That is really incredible. Then we're going to go in for the garlic mix here of potatoes. Oh wow, really creamy. The garlic's cutting through, just really fresh. And then of course I'm just going to lift this and show you, look. Still got a lovely Christmas. There we are. Thank you for tuning in for that short vid. I'm now going to enjoy that, as is Steve. He's salivating at the mouth. Already, sorry to talk my mouth full. We're going to go and have our tea. I hope you enjoy yours, and I'll see you again soon. Have a great evening. Stay safe. Take care.